You ever see someone mess up so bad, so confidently, that you just sit there wondering if they're trying to speedrun a felony? Yeah, that was the week our HOA president, Clara Whitfield, decided to padlock my basement door while I was out of town without asking. Without warning. Just full-on neighborhood vigilante mode. Now, on the surface, you'd think it was just some busybody overstepping her bounds again. But what she didn't know and what no one in this neighborhood had any clue about was that the door she locked, it wasn't just a basement. It was a Homeland security server node, a federally protected data relay, humming quietly under my lawn, masked as an ordinary storage room. That padlock, it wasn't just an inconvenience. It triggered a breach protocol. I was in a rideshare coming back from the airport when my phone lit up with alerts. No names. Just internal codes, lockdown triggered, remote override disabled, 72-hour countdown active. I knew exactly what it meant. If I didn't get back in fast, the system would assume the node was compromised. And self-wipe. That's national infrastructure data. Defense redundancy backups. Gone. By the time I pulled into the driveway, there were HOA flags all over my yard like it was some sort of dig site. Clara sat at a folding table like she was judging a bake-off, sipping lemonade and flipping through HOA bylaws. Before I could say a word, she looked up and smiled like she was doing me a favor. "Oh, you're back. We secured that shady door behind your house. The key's in the office, file a request, and we'll review it in a week." I asked her if she even knew what was behind the hatch. She just laughed and said, "Of course not. That would be violating your privacy." And I swear, that's when I realized she genuinely thought she was the hero here. Like she'd just saved the block from a meth lab or something. But all she'd done was trap a federal system in a sealed box and kick off a silent countdown to disaster. Now, I couldn't break in. Any physical tampering would trip another alert. So I called my Homeland contact. All he said was, "You've got 36 hours left. Do not escalate." So yeah, no pressure. Meanwhile, Clara kept going. She posted a video bragging about locking the basement, captioned it, "Cleaning up the block one door at a time." Neighbors started whispering, some egging her on, others backing away slowly. But one guy, Greg, a newer board member, messaged me anonymously. He'd looked through the vent slits near the hatch and saw something weird. Rows of glowing servers. Gear that didn't look like anything in a normal house. He knew she messed up, but he didn't know how bad. That night, help arrived, but not in a way anyone expected. A guy rolled into the cul-de-sac on a Harley. Leather jacket, tactical boots, mirrored shades. Parked right in front of Clara's place. He handed me a silver case and said, "Langley signed off. You've got one shot." Inside was a high-clearance biometric override. Emergency use only. Just as Clara was about to live stream another HOA rant, her Wi-Fi died. Then her lights flickered. Then a voice she'd never heard before came through a speaker she didn't know she had. "Federal systems engaged. Do not interfere." She ran outside in a panic only to see the bikers scanning my hatch. She screamed, "Get off my community's land." And the guy just held up his badge. "Ma'am, step away. This is a federal operation." The lock sparked and popped off like it had been sliced open. A hiss. Then silence. The hatch opened. Everyone stood there frozen. Greg. A few neighbors. Even Clara just wide-eyed as the voice announced, "Authorized access confirmed." Inside, agents worked fast. The system was seconds from initiating its data purge. One of them turned to me and said, "You almost lost the whole node. This wasn't just lucky. It was close." But the fallout? That was just getting started. Homeland scheduled a meeting with the HOA board the next week. Clara walked in like she still ran the place, but she wasn't smiling for long. The agent laid it out clean. Satellite photos. Timestamps. Breach detection logs, all of it. Her name was printed at the top under civilian interference. She tried to play dumb. No one told me it was federal. The agent didn't even blink. You didn't have to know. You knew it wasn't yours. That's trespass. Then you locked it. That's obstruction. Greg finally spoke up. You told us it was some nerd hiding junk tech. You made us vote on it. Clara tried to shut it down, but it was too late. There wasn't a microphone in the room that could save her now. Within days, she was removed from the board. Homeland added her to a civilian watch list. No charge yet, but she's officially blacklisted from holding HOA roles again. The whole neighborhood turned silent. Her house? Blinds drawn. Porch light off. Not a clipboard in sight. The server was relocated a week later. No drama. Just black vans, silent agents, and careful extraction. By dusk, it was gone. The hatch sealed with fresh concrete. All that remained was a faint ring in the grass. Greg stepped up as interim president. First thing he did? Freeze all citations. Then he rewrote the bylaws. No more unsanctioned inspections. No more padlocks. No more playing sheriff. He even dropped off a handwritten note in my mailbox. I should have done more. We all should have. A few weeks later, we held a neighborhood barbecue. No speeches, just music, food, and people trying to pretend nothing insane had happened. Someone asked me if I wanted to say something for a local report. I just smiled and said, I'm not the story. The story is what happens when people in power forget that it's not their job to control, it's their job to respect. And maybe that's the lesson we needed. But what do you think? Should Clara have faced criminal charges? Was Homeland too soft, or was public shame punishment enough? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where folks stand on this one. Because sometimes, the line between HOA rules and federal law gets crossed by the most clueless people imaginable.